Hello everyone and welcome to CadoinkStudios. I am Cadoink and this is the second game in the semi-final match between Arcanine and Animus in the Gold and Below tournament. If Arcanine wins this game, he will move on to the finals, as he did take game number 1 in a nice little Roach versus Roach battle. If Animus wins this, he has one more game to play to get him into the finals, where they will be playing the winner of Angry Probes vs. Immel. So if you have not seen that series, please go check out that series. So spawning in the top right of Core Hall Compound, we have Animus, the purple Zerg player, and his opponent is the orange Zerg player, Arcanine. So this is a ZVZ, Animus stating that he does not like Zerg vs. Zerg. I don't blame him. It is a very kind of stressful matchup between any two Zerg players. I have a lot of friends who are Zerg, and they get really stressed out at this sort of thing. However, does not mean that either of these players can't win this game, because the winner of this game will be moving on to the finals. That's not true. If Arcanine wins, he'll be moving on to the finals. If Animus wins, he could be moving on to the finals. So, you know, sometimes you get stuck with a Zerg versus Zerg, and you just kind of have to go for it. So we'll have to see what these two players opt to do, which one comes out ahead and moves on. So nothing too out of the ordinary from either of our players. It looks as though Arcanine will be sending out a scouting drone. Animus just checking for that hatchery to go down. It looks like Arcanine will be going for a 15 hatch. Very common build in the Zerg vs. Zerg matchup especially. And so yes, indeed, he is going to be getting that hatchery actually at about 17, interestingly, going for a few more drones, while his opponent is getting the spawning pool up as well as the extractor before getting his a hatchery of his own. So Animus going for a little bit more of a safe build, while Arcanine's going for a more economic build. And either one could benefit either player in very many ways. So we'll have to see what happens in this game. The first game we saw Zerg, Roach versus Roach sort of play, and we'll have to see if the same sort of thing crops up between these two players. Arcanine getting a spawning pool of his own. We do see that, interestingly, an evolution chamber is going down for Animus instead of the expansion. His economy is going to be far behind, however he will have some nice upgrades for his Zerglings, but I don't really see this benefiting him, as he only has enough gas now to get Zergling speed. And actually going for the Roach upgrade really early on, that +1 range attack. This could be very interesting. It might be some sort of nice timing. Could just be a split-second decision. This is the Gold and Below tournament, and so it is players in the Gold League, Silver League, and Bronze League. So anything is possible. We also have a Spine Crawler and a Roach Horn going down. I like the Spine Crawler being a little bit defensive. However, his opponent really needs an expansion. In Zerg vs. Zerg, you've got to have an expansion, and Arcanine, his is up super early, and he has the Spine Crawler. He will be able to defend a lot that Animus could throw at him at any given time. And Arcanine, interestingly, is going for a Baneling Nest, which isn't the best decision against Roaches. Banelings aren't that great against Roaches because Roaches are kind of tanky. And wow, Animus cancels the Spine Crawler. I think he knows that there's nothing kind of coming towards him, nothing he needs to be worried about. There are not too many Zerglings on the field. He does have his Overlord floating across his base, just checking things out. And he has a few Zerglings of his own to defend. It looks like he is going to be taking his expansion here pretty soon. Kind of debating back and forth on whether or not to do it. Also, his drone production has gotten quite low. He needs to build up some more drones, as he is only at 15. His opponent bumping up to 20 because he does now have that expansion. But nothing to worry about for Animus. He can still pull ahead. He has his queen out. He's getting his larva injects down, keeping his queen's energy very low. And he'll probably be taking expansion here very shortly. His opponent, in the meantime, is morphing some Banelings, trying to pick up these Overlords, which can be so obnoxious for any player when you have an Overlord in your base. You just don't want him seeing what you're doing. Even if it's not a secret, you just don't want him there. And it looks like some Roaches are going to be popping out for Animus. He wants to be gearing up for a nice little attack, getting his hatchery as well. Very normal play. Arcanine can see all this, by the way, because he has this Overlord here. And this Overlord here as well. Some very nice Overlord placement by Arcanine. And it looks like Animus is getting +1 armor as well, so this is very cool, getting some early upgrades, also getting his lair up, so he will be able to get Mutalisk or maybe Roach upgrades if he wants those, such as Glial Reconstitution or those Tunneling Claws, which are so sweet for the Zerg player. Looks like Arcanine going to be putting down a few Spine Crawlers, and his front has quite a bit of Banelings. He's very well defended. If this Roach push comes anytime soon, he should, in theory, be able to hold it. He's also getting a Roach Warren of his own a little bit later, but it'll be fine. The timing will be fine. By the time his opponent has enough Roaches and pushes out, he will be able to defend with these Banelings and these Spine Crawlers and Zerglings. And even if his opponent kills all that, at that point he should be able to pump out Roaches. The one concern for Arcanine, however, is if his opponent Animus does decide to get a Spire and get some Mutalisks up, because he does have that lair. Arcanine doesn't have anything in the way of anti-air. He only has 2 Queens, and he doesn't have an Evo Chamber nor a lair, so he can't really do anything about that. Looks like he might be putting down an Evo Chamber. Yep, just now getting it. So he will be fine, I do believe. But it looks like Animus isn't going for the Muta play anyway. He doesn't really have enough gas and doesn't have a Spire yet. Looks like he wants to be doing an early attack. His Zerglings, however, do not have Zergling speed, which is going to make him a lot weaker. He does have 1-1, or he will at the time of this attack, for his Roaches, which could be very strong. However, Arcanine has set up a great defensive structure. So it looks like the Zerglings are moving in a lot of Spine Crawlers pushing him back. Ooh, a Baneling hitting, killing 3 of the Zerglings. Not the best Baneling hit, but not the worst either. Looks like Animus is in a lot of trouble. A lot of Zerglings are coming in for Arcanine, as well as a lot of Roaches. He might be able to get a surround. He does indeed get the surround, and all the Roaches will go down for Animus. The attack was not successful, however. He is fine at this time. He could just put a few Spine Crawlers and... oh! What is this? Yeah, there's no way I can win this. Oh, that's not true, Animus. Keep fighting. Keep fighting. He has a few Roaches. He shouldn't send them across the map. He should pull them back. Put down some Spine Crawlers. He does have enough money. My skill level drops so much in ZVZ, I swear. I understand that, man. Oh, man. Good game. Uh-oh. Animus tapping out a little too soon, very sadly. However it happens, I understand. There's a period of time back when I was around the gold level where Terran vs. Terran was just so stressful. It was all that Viking siege tank micro that just drove me up the wall. And it was very stressful, and I felt like my skill level dropped. So Animus, just keep fighting, keep playing Zerg, and you'll eventually get the hang of it. And eventually it might be your easiest matchup. There's a time where TVT was super easy for me. Now it's, you know, about 50-50 again, but you know, the matchups change, and eventually you will conquer Zerg vs. Zerg. So anyway, congratulations Arcanine, you did win game number 2 as well as game number 1, so you will be moving on to the finals, so good luck to you. And Animus, you did a great job making your way all the way up to the semifinals, playing some excellent games. So congratulations for making this far, and once again, thank you so much for letting me cast these games. It is an honor and a privilege, and thanks so much for hosting this kind of tournament for players in the Gold League and below. Definitely getting them involved in the community and involved in competitive StarCraft 2 play. So Animus, you're just a hero. Even though you didn't make it into the finals, you're a great player by my book. And yeah, so anyway, this is my last semifinal game to cast. Please check out Angry Probes vs. Immel. That was an excellent match as well. I won't tell you who moves on, but it will be Animus versus one of those, or excuse me, Arcanine versus one of those players. So yeah, I'm very excited to cast the finals. I will be doing that, and see you guys in game number 1 of the final match of the Gold and Below tournament. See ya.